Welcome to the Home Services Success Stories podcast powered by Peakzi, the #1 AI platform for growing your home services business. I'm Julian Placino, your host, and we have a great show in store for you today because we have Kerry White, who is the owner and president at Americana Roofing. Kerry, welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm great, Julie, and I appreciate you inviting us to sit in with you this morning.
Absolutely. And we're excited to get to know you and the business as well. So let's jump in. So you are the founder and owner of Americana
Yes,
Roofing. So
that's
what
right.
inspired you to start the business?
So I guess originally it was, hey, I'm tired of working for other people. I think I can do as good of a job or better at what we're doing here. And that was the initial spark of it. But since then, I've really kind of it's evolved from that. And today the community that we're here in, it's my family is rooted here. My kids went through, youth soccer here. Went all the way through the school system. Theater, football, track and field, all the different clubs and all of that stuff. Our church home is here, and we just really like where we are. And we're like, hey, this is a great place to just plant some roots and turn around and give back to the community and the things that we've learned how to do.
So it really is starting from a love for the community and wanting to give back and be of service to it.
Oh, absolutely.
Um, but you personally, had you started a business before Americana? What was your kind of background before all of this?
So my background is actually construction. My college degree is actually construction management. I came out of school and went to work in the multifamily industry. I was working coast to coast all the way from Seattle down to Dade County, Florida, and then cut my teeth in that business. Ended up fast forward through a couple other companies. I actually started out doing some home building and couldn't have picked a better time. The 2008 real estate crash was right about the time I started that business, and so things things kind of had to take a shift here and there. And somehow I found myself in roofing through a friend of mine. Already, in construction, I was familiar with roofing anyway, but through a friend of mine, started doing more concentrated subcontractor type work as a roofing contractor, and from there, I decided, okay, that I can do this, and that was, man, that was a long time ago. That was in 2010, I think it was 2009,
Oh, wow.
that I kind of made that transition from general contractor to focused service business like what we're doing now.
Wow. Okay. So you have a very strong brand message, red, white, and you. So tell us a bit about the brand of Americana and what that brand message means.
So I started the name Americana way back, back in, I guess, about 2009, 2010. And at the time it was just that classic American value of, hard work, um, and, and yeah, and think I guess kind of my thought was craftsman homes. You remember the old homes that you could order out of Sears catalogs, and they're just these beautiful old 1920s, 1930s houses that just don't get built anymore. And so that was I guess the inspiration for the name is, just that classic American construction quality that comes from way back early last century, and then growing from there. uh, you know, it evolved into the red, white, and you, and more so, it's we love the red, white, and you, and and that comes from a love from our country, a love for our neighbors, and it's really boils down even to, one of our core values is servanthood, which is so much more than just service. Service is going and helping people. Servanthood is serving people with a calling, and it's our calling to help our neighbors and to take care of them and treat them as we would want them to treat us.
So real, more than just the business, but a true service, calling to serve the community, with
Absolutely.
excellence and to its highest degree. So I love that brand message. So Carrie, tell us a bit about your team. Your team handles everything from small repairs to full restoration. So what sets your technicians and team apart, would you say?
You know, obviously the care that we care about our customers for starters, which I've already mentioned that. But beyond that, the average amount of time that a crew has been with me is over 12 years. Uh,
Oh,
we
wow.
we try to keep the same guys involved. All the we get the people on the crew will change out over time, but my crew leaders have been the same for this entire time. Many of the crew members on those teams have been the same for this entire time. And that way we know we don't have to retrain. We figure something out, we stick to it, and it's the same today, tomorrow, and next year. And we don't have to go back to square one and retrain. It's we know we've got that consistency in place, and that makes a huge difference for us in just being providing a great service to folks. They know that they're going to get that when they call us. If they have a second or third problem down the road, then they already know what they're going to expect.
So it sounds like you have great tenured leaders and then also a proven process that is shared, throughout as you continue to grow in your business. And you don't have to start from square one. You're not reinventing the wheel because you have the
Exactly.
process.
Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah. Can you share a bit about that? Like what sets your process apart from other home services organizations in roofing?
I mean, at the nuts and bolts of it, we're doing the same thing every other roofer is out there doing. We're tearing off shingles, we're putting on new shingles, we're fixing leaks, we're replacing roofs after storms, that sort of thing. What it boils down to is we're taking a little bit extra time to do simple things. Put some tarps on the ground instead of just letting all the trash go all into the yard. Things like, hey, we're pulling up to Mrs. Smith's house today. Her trash can is still down by the mailbox. Grab that and bring it up to the house for her. Just simple things that show the folks that, hey, we really do have an interest here beyond just putting a roof on and getting paid here. We want to be your friend later on. When I always tell people, we don't try to take shortcuts, because I'm going to run into you one day at Walmart and I want you to go, "Hey, Kerry, it's good to see you. How are you?" Instead of, hiding on the next aisle so you don't have to talk to me.
So it sounds like doing the fundamentals extraordinarily well and just treating your customers well with a high level of customer service.
That's what it is.
Awesome. Well, something that I know that you're quite very public about because you mentioned it on your website is that you've embraced modern technology and AI in a traditionally quote unquote old school industry. So what exactly does that mean and how does that benefit your customers?
You know, I see AI as being, the new revolution. We had the Industrial Revolution back, 100 years ago or so, and then technology revolution is we're in the middle of it right now, and so we're trying to be early adopters of a lot of this technology. And one of the things here just several years ago, we finally decided, okay, we need to get a customer relationship management software. And so just doing that, we did it in order to help us organize our stuff and make sure we're not missing things with customers and take good care of them. But beyond that, just some of the new aspects of that sort of thing is really shown us some ways that we can serve our customers that we didn't expect. Just things like automating um, emails to the customer. Hey, when we come do your roof, you can expect this. You're gonna, if you mow your yard, it's gonna make it easier for us to clean up. Let's make sure that the gates, I mean, that the pets are put away so that they don't get out through a gate. Just simple things that we try to convey that to the homeowners anyway, but now we can automate that, and that goes out automatically. And then, beyond that, we're using the AI in our own office work. I I sat down with ChatGPT and put together a 52-week training calendar for my sales staff, and it literally took 3 minutes to do a
Nice.
52-week calendar. I went through it and we tweaked a few things here and there, and then we take each one of those weeks and we produce a 15-minute long training overview for our weekly meetings. And just simple things like that. The whole AI sounds so scary. We've all seen, RoboCop or Terminator, and we're
Terminator.
scared of what's going to come. But it doesn't have to be that scary. And so I've learned, and I'm still learning. Hey, this is a fantastic tool. It's just as good of a tool as our nail guns and compressors and hammers and stuff like that. So it's been a learning curve, but it's been fun too.
So I heard a use case for communication to the customer, setting expectations, and ultimately that comes down to really creating an overall better experience for the customer, whether it's the communication
Absolutely.
piece or
Definitely.
also training your technicians who are your boots on the ground in front of your customers, delivering the service. So all that works together well. So speaking of AI, of course, this show is powered by Peakzi. You're a customer of Peakzi. So what
Yes.
has been your experience using the Peakzi platform?
So we're still fairly new to Peakzi, but the first time I ran into and became aware of Peakzi was probably close to a year ago, and I heard your founder speak at a seminar I was at, and it was extremely eye-opening. It was eye-opening and educational, and so we're very happy with what Peaksy's doing for us right now with our I guess, for lack of a better term, our AI SEO work, and and but above that, I'm really excited about and the vision that Peaksy is casting for the AI industry, and breaking it down and going, hey, this is manageable. This is stuff that you can do, and not have to get left behind by the technology.
I'm curious, how would you articulate that vision that you caught from our founder?
Well, the first thing was, he was speaking about the meeting that I was at. He was speaking about how the new large language models, Chat GPT, Gemini, those sort of things they're they're not replacing Google search, but they're replacing Google search. And that more and more that's going to become the standard, and that the search works different than just a normal Google search. And so when he started explaining that, I immediately saw, okay, we need to get ahead of this. And because the whole SEO game, the whole Google search game, it's it's hard to stay on the top of it. It's hard to get your name into the map pack. It's hard to get your name number one on Google, um, especially if you're in a super saturated market like we are here in Dallas Fort Worth. There's there's probably five, six, 700 roofers in DFW at least, and so it's very hard to keep your name relevant just in normal SEO. And so when I saw the opportunity to get in real close to the ground floor on the search engine work for the large language models, I thought we've got to jump on this right now.
Gotcha. So it sounds like it comes down to visibility and how people are searching for information nowadays, and how are you going to get ahead of that? Kind of like what
Exactly.
pay-per-click was
Exactly.
with Google back in the day. Now it's AI search, right?
Yes.
So,
Yes.
so any kind of like outcomes or results you can speak to having been on the platform for X amount of time?
Actually, we've been on for, I think, 3 months now, and we've already seen probably about at least a fourfold increase in our traffic on the large language models. I'm supposed to meet actually with um, my my rep here in a couple of hours, and so
Nice.
we're going to go over this past month's numbers and see what kind of tweaks we need to make and that sort of thing. So, but so far so good. It's been we're seeing some good progress.
Good. Well, thank you, Kerry, for sharing that feedback. And it sounds like it's producing some results, and you definitely see the benefit in it. So that's really great. So so back to Americana, and Americana is backed by the Good Contractors List with a $25,000 guarantee. So why was it so important to join this list, and what does this mean for your prospective customers?
So, I first became aware of the Good Contractors List probably 10 or 12 years ago, 8 or 10 years ago, roughly. And it was a very admired company at the time. We were we were still, I guess, we were in a growth phase, and honestly, I didn't feel like we were worthy to be on that list. Not that we weren't being forthright with our customers and trying our best to do good work. I just felt like at the position we were in, we weren't. It wasn't really the thing for us to pursue, and so. We had actually had a discussion with them way back then, and we had reached out to them. Well, here just a couple of months ago, they reached back out to us and they said, "Hey, you guys are doing great stuff out there. We see your web presence, we see your community presence. Let's have a conversation again." And so we did, and so everything all kind of lined up that it was meant for us to be a part of the Good Contractors List. And it's great that they I guess advertise for us and say, "Hey, if you need a great contractor in this part of the DFW, here's the guys to talk to." And it's fantastic that they put the $25,000 guarantee on that. And because I mean, who wants to put down $25,000 and say, "Yeah, that guy way over there is going to do good work for you, and if he doesn't, I'm going to pay for it"? I mean, nobody does that.
Yeah.
There's very, very few opportunities out there for that sort of a guarantee. And so the big picture of it was it's just one more thing to give our customers a good assurance that we're going to come to the table with good quality.
Yeah, and I think all of that speaks for itself. It's one thing to say you can do something, it's another thing to have sort of that third party kind of association like the Good Contractors List. You're also Google guaranteed A plus Better
Mhm.
Business Bureau rating, RCAT, and top manufacturer certification. So there's all these things that you're doing that the marketplace is taking notice of. So certainly commend you for all of that excellent quality. And of course, a lot of that has to do with building trust, and something that you're known for is educating overwhelmed homeowners, because
Mhm.
storm restoration can overwhelm homeowners, right? So how do
Yes,
you educate
absolutely
and
does.
guide people so they can feel confident in this process?
So obviously, when we meet up with a new homeowner that maybe they called us straight off of Google and they don't really know a lot about us, we'll kind of broad brush over. Hey, yeah, we're licensed with a voluntary licensing through RCAT. Texas does not require roof licenses, so we actually have a voluntary license. We're Google guaranteed. We're on the Good Contractors List, so we'll give them all of that resume. And but then we follow that up with that. What that all really means is that we're going through the extra steps to make sure to give you a good project and a smooth process. And so, the bigger thing there is we're trying to take care of them and do the right thing. And then the flip side of that, though, is that all of those things push us to a higher standard.
Mhm.
If the Good Contractors List says, "Hey, we're going to back you, but we're putting 25,000 of our money, saying we're going to back you," well, to me, that means I've got a $25,000 bounty on my head if I don't do the right thing. And so, just it just push all of those different things just push us to try to improve, uh, to try to position ourselves to to take good care of our neighbors.
Mhm. Yeah, it's a way of putting your money where your mouth is, right? Just like right up front,
Exactly.
drawing the line in the sand.
Right,
This is
right.
what we're going to do for you right up front, and I think that's a great way to build trust. So, so Carrie, we're just about to land the plane here. You have been serving the North Texas area with excellence for 20 plus years now. So, looking ahead, what is your vision for the business, and what kind of impact or legacy do you want to leave behind for your community, your customers, or employees? Tell us that.
You know, it's not about the money. I mean, it is about the money because we wouldn't be doing this if we weren't getting paid. Obviously, we gotta make money somehow to feed our families. But I'm not here to be the next 10 million, 20 million, 30 million, $100 million company. I could care less about doing that. I want to provide a good trusted service. I want people to look and go, "Yeah, those are the guys that we need to hire. They're professional, they're trusted, they have integrity and quality in what they do, And I don't want anyone to ever have to question that. Hey, am I making the right choice in hiring somebody here? I want them to know that that they're making a good decision. And then me as a company owner, beyond that, I want to provide, and it's actually part of our mission statement. I want to provide a good place to work for my team. I want to provide a roof over my family's head, obviously, and then I want to provide a great service to my community. And so if I can just wrap all three of those together in one, take care of my family, take care of my team, and take care of my community, and give back on each one of those whenever I get the opportunity, then that's really that's gonna be a whole lot. That's gonna make me a whole lot more happy than looking at my bank statement at the end of the month. You know what I mean?
I love it. I think that's a great and inspiring vision ahead. So Kerry, it's been really great getting to know your story and sharing more about it with our audience here. So, close us out. Tell us your website, your social media. How do folks connect with you? Tell us all that.
Okay, so the website is americanaroofing.net, not .com, it's the .net. And social media, you can find us as Americana Roofing on Facebook and Instagram. We just launched our YouTube channel, and there's not a lot of content there, but we're working on getting that built up. And but the bulk of, if you really want to take a look and get a feel for what kind of a company we are, you'll see that for sure if you go to Facebook and take a look at us.
All right, and we'll make sure to have all your contact information and show notes in the show notes as well. So, Kerry, this has been a true pleasure. Thank you so much for sharing your story on the show today.
Julian, thank you so much.
Well, everyone, that is it for today's episode. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time on the Home Services Success Stories podcast powered by Peakzi, the #1 AI platform for growing your home services business.